Hello, Dr. Coker here, and this is the story of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers Patch 5.3 Reflections in Crystal. Some time has passed since the spectacle in the sky convinced dozens of citizens in the Crystarium that they are all warriors of light. Morin, the bookkeeper, approaches the hero and thanks him for revealing the truth about Ardbert, and notes that he was in awe of the star shower. The hero asks what Morin has read about the warriors of light, and they agree to meet in his study to discuss it. The hero meets with Morin in his study, and Reen and the twins also show up for unrelated errands. Morin proceeds to teach everyone. He explains that the term Warrior of Light has been used repeatedly throughout their history to describe legendary heroes. Alphino finds it interesting that the same term is used for heroes of the Source, and thinks that somehow Hydaelyn is involved in both planets. Just then there is a commotion, as some kids have been caught sneaking into the library. They are amazed at the sight of the hero and ask him how they can become heroes like him. One of them wants to be a healer. The children then spend time with a Chirurgeon to learn about healing, while the hero picks some grapes for them. After delivering the grapes, the children want to see some fighting, so the hero and Alisaie kill some vampire bats. The children thank them and run off. Then Alisaie suddenly has a dizzy spell and departs from the hero for now. The hero decides to revisit the place where the real Ardbert told him he'd always be there for him. While lingering there, Elidibus in Ardbert's skin appears.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
Then the hero is struck with a brief vision of the past. In this vision, he sees the Ancient Ones welcoming Elidibus to the Convocation of 14. After the vision, the hero demands Elidibus give back Ardbert's body, but he defiantly refuses and says it's his great weapon and this is the eve of battle.
You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. Ere long I will come for you, warrior of darkness, and I will save the world.
For a moment, he says Emmett Selk may have mistaken the hero for someone else, but suddenly the Exarch joins the conversation. Elidibus hits him with a cheap shot. But is surprised at the Exarch's resilience as he is unharmed. Once he's gone, the Exarch explains that his arms and eventually the rest of his body are dying and crystallizing, but he considers it a badge of honor for uniting with the tower. He reflects fondly on confident heroes who have faith and take action. He says when all is said and done, he has another favor to ask the hero. Suddenly, Reen approaches, short of breath.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
She says Thancred has collapsed, so everyone returns to the Chirurgeons. Thancred is awake when the hero arrives. He and the others are concerned about the increasing dizzy spells, and now this. The Exarch suggests the hero go straight to Kryl back on the Source right away. Before the hero leaves, Thancred mentions that black-clad strangers are stirring up trouble, but it is likely part of Elidibus' plot because it's only inspiring more heroes to arise. Back at the Rising Stones, the hero inspects his friends' comatose bodies.
I would rather you hadn't seen this. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax.
She says the changes occurred suddenly, and there is so much they don't know about souls and ether. At the moment they are stable, so Kryl and the hero leave the room. A moment later, Tataru gives the hero some Archon loaf that she wants him to give to the Scions on the first. It's a common bread from their old home of Sharlayan, so they'll be familiar with it. Then Kryl fetches the scholar Rambros from St. Cornoc's Find near the Crystal Tower here on the Source. He knows about the challenges of transferring the souls of the Scions across the rift and back into their bodies, but unfortunately has no further input to offer. Instead, he wants the hero to tell the Exarch when he sees him that the scholars of St. Cornoc's Find never doubted him, and they will play their part when the time comes. The hero returns to the first and visits the Ocular. After giving the Exarch the Archon loaf and telling him what Rambros said, the Scions enter for updates.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Urianger notes that they are lesser Ascians, not as powerful as the Paragons, but they still need to be dealt with. Alphinaud asks the hero about their bodies on the source. It's not good, but fortunately Beck Lug has an update about the spirit vessels. Where they left off, they were trying to figure out how to transfer memories to the White Auracite, which requires Allagan blood. The Exarch has Allagan blood, but he thinks infusing his own life essence with the crystals will work. Alisei points out that they can see his body weakening, but he assures the Scions it's not going to kill him. Alisei also notices there is one extra crystal, which the Exarch himself could use to transfer back to his younger body on the source. He says this is likely true, but his situation is different since his body on the source is not lacking a soul. It's an unknown risk mixing his present soul with his younger one, but he's willing to take it, which seems to upset Alisei. Later outside, Urianger is optimistic about it, recalling that the hero's soul merged with Ardbert's soul at the battle with Hades and it was fine. Thancred is concerned about Y'shtola being away in Anador this long, especially with the Scions here fainting now and then. The hero agrees to check on her. Before leaving, he hands out the Archon loaf, which they all recall from their old days as being a staple, though not tasting very good.
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone.
He says he had nothing to do with Y'shtola lying on the floor. Her soul link is just growing weak. Suddenly, the hero is struck with a vision of the past. In this vision, fellow Convocation members tell Elidibus to stop obsessing over his duties and enjoy the beautiful weather outside. Then, after they fade away, Elidibus struggles with losing a sense of purpose, then decides he must fulfill his duty anyway. As the hero awakens, Elidibus takes Y'shtola hostage, then says if the hero wants her back, he must show Elidibus his strength.
I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
Elidibus appears and taunts the hero with images of the three innkeepers from the beginning of the hero's story. Then he leads them along to fight various phantoms, reenacting key parts of his story. The younger Scions as he met them in Moonbrita, the Heavensward Knights and King Thordan, Yugiri, Hien, and Xenos. Then the hero faces the possessed Ardbert himself.
You have grown stronger since last we fought.
Have you finished? My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke, but rather too late, I see. Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you.
She says she's discovered that Elidibus is essentially a primal, as he sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart, and Zodiark was the first primal. Zodiark was summoned by a deep yearning for salvation, and this same yearning from the many Warriors of Light on the first is now empowering Elidibus. He confirms that all her suspicions are true, and that he has in fact inspired many warriors over the ages. When Y'shtola questions his confidence in who he truly is and what he truly wants, he turns angry and says he will always stay true to his duty.
But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might.
He promises he has more power to gain before he defeats the hero. Once he's gone, the hero gives Y'shtola his updates from the source, then Y'shtola leaves to grab her belongings to journey back with the hero. While she's away, the hero finds a peculiar crystal that speaks to him, though it's an incomplete sentence and doesn't make much sense. Then a few feet away, he finds 3 more of these crystals. They all have the same shape but different colors, and they all speak short phrases as though they are ancient ones. He continues to find more of these in different colors, and they all carry voices of ancient ones speaking about the final days. As the hero picks up the final crystal, a phantom ancient one calls out to the hero, referring to him as his new old friend. The hero recognizes this one as Hythlodaeus, who he spoke with at length the first time he visited the phantom Amarat. He tells the hero that each crystal bears an account of the life of a Convocation member as remembered by the Unsundered. They are used to transfer memories to new souls who are restored to their offices. The hero tells Hythlodaeus of his current struggle, and Hythlodaeus says he hopes the hero survives so he can keep his promise to Emmett Selk to remember that they once lived. Then he gives the hero another crystal, one that was made in secret. It belonged to the defector who opposed the summoning of Zodiark. He says it holds the power to summon great heroes in times of desperation. Then he disappears and Y'shtola approaches.
I was wondering where you disappeared to.
The hero does not tell Y'shtola what happened, and the two of them make their way back to Yulmore.
Forgive us our lateness.
The hero tells them about Y'shtola's abduction and rescue, and about Elidibus being Zodiark's heart and gaining power from all these warriors of light. Thancred says they managed to dispatch the lesser Ascians while the hero was away. Alphino has found that there are warriors of light everywhere, not just around the Crystarium.
We may have dealt with his black-masked minions, but it is plain Elidibus has yet to show his hand.
Oh my! What a spectacular sky!
Another star shower.
Amaranth!
No, you don't.
They are not of flesh and blood.
Urianger notes that whatever magic is summoning these warriors resembles the Exarch's magic. The heroes are being attacked by these warriors of light, so they decide to take this fight away from the city. Chai-Nuz offers his airship so the heroes depart for the Crystarium. Shortly after, they are forced to land the airship and fight their way through the hero's gauntlet, facing countless spectral warriors of light. Just before reaching the Crystarium, they face the Spectral Berserker, a deadly warrior of light, but they defeat him. Urianger says these spectral heroes are summoned from other reflections, and they all share a sense of saving the world from its destruction. Suddenly, dozens more appear all at once, so the Scions agree to fend them off while the hero heads to the Crystarium. Meanwhile in the Crystarium, the Exarch and Beck-Lug have a breakthrough with the White Auracite.
Oh, yes! Your memories are preserved safely within. We've done it! We've done it at last!
I have inspected the other vessels. They are all ready to receive of our friends' memories.
It was not until I observed the battle between Emet-Selch and the Warrior of Darkness that I realized what I must do. I will summon heroes from other worlds unto the first, just as you did.
His summonings are much more easily accomplished than the Exarch's, because he's not fully summoning them body and soul. He merely summons phantoms of the heroes that burn with a desire to save others and points them at a target.
Here lies darkness. It must be destroyed.
Elidibus attacks, and Beck-Lug drops the crystal containing the Exarch's memories. Moments later, the hero finds the Exarch and Beck-Lug wounded outside. The separation from the tower is killing the Exarch. Beck-Lug tells the hero that Elidibus took the crystal vessel.
The vessel bears not only my memories but my blood. The blood of Allagan royalty, granting him the means to control the tower.
The hero says he will deal with Elidibus, and the Exarch insists on going with him. The Exarch also hints that he has something powerful up his sleeve. On the way, the Exarch asks a few guards to take care of Beck-Lug, and Lena offers to take charge of the city for now. The Exarch tells her how much she means to him, and she says the same in return.
You must go on without me. Find Elidibus and stop him. I was right to trust in you, and the power of your legacy, of your name, to let them guide my every deed. I'm afraid our time is up. Go!
The hero finds Elidibus up ahead. Elidibus recalls his first meeting with the hero back at the Waking Sands and says that since the hero killed Lahabrea and Emet-Selch, he is the last of the Unsundered.
Though it take 1,000 years, upon my honor as Elidibus, emissary of the Convocation of 14, I will see this done. Champions from beyond the rift, heed my call. The time is come to deliver your brethren from darkness. Come, warrior of darkness, let us finish this.
The hero pulls out the crystal Hythlodaeus gave him. It tells him it's the crystal of Azum, the 14th seat of the Convocation, which now belongs to the hero. At the seat of sacrifice, the hero grasps Azum's crystal and summons heroes from beyond the rift. They stand by his side, and together they take down Elidibus, the Warrior of Light. But Ascians are immortal and will simply be reborn, so the Exarch appears and executes his plan. He activates the full might of the Crystal Tower to bind Elidibus' soul within it.
My people, my brothers, my friends, stay strong, keep the faith. At duty's end, we will meet again. We will. We will.
We have averted the 8th umbral calamity, found a way for everyone to return to the source, and, last but not least, we have secured the future of all the people of Norvrand. We have won, my friend.
He asks the hero to take his crystal with him so he can be with him on his next journey. Then he stands up to say goodbye, knowing this will be his end. He says he will stay here, immovable, as a symbol of hope everlasting. The Scions have a moment of silence in honor of the Exarch. Then the hero tells them everything that happened. The hero shows Beck Lug the Exarch's crystal, and he confirms that his soul and memories are still intact. It is unknown what would happen if they attempted to transfer them to his younger body back on the source. Y'shtola suggests everyone tend to any last business they may have on the first, because there's no guarantee they will ever return. The Scions then scatter to take care of various needs. The hero joins Alisay to say goodbye in Amareng. She finds Halric visiting a grave, which is unusual for him and indicates some level of recovery. The grave is for Tesleen. Though her body is gone, the grave contains her sword. The hero then travels to Yulmore to meet with Alphinaud.
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes.
The thought of never seeing you again is more than my poor heart can bear.
Oh, it's you. As you can see, Alphinaud has broken the news.
Alphinaud goes on to tell them how amazed he is that when he revealed the truth about Lord Vothri, they didn't surrender to despair, but they found their way and did so quickly. They express their love for each other and say goodbye. Next, the hero travels to Ilmeg to meet with Urianger. Urianger tells the hero that he found a crystal of light after the hero defeated Elidibus, and it must be Ardbert's. He suggests the hero take it to Sato, his trusty companion.
Is that Ardbert's crystal?
The hero confirms and explains how he came by it. Sato is sickened by the fact that Ardbert's body was used by evil beings, but he's extremely grateful to have this crystal. The hero reveals to Sato that Ardbert's soul is now fused with his. For a moment he becomes Ardbert and shares an endearing moment with his companion. Then the hero travels to Slitherbow to meet with Y'shtola.
For too long I have remained silent, but no longer. I could not bear it if you were to leave. Please, stay. I beg of you.
She cannot stay, so he thanks her deeply for all she's done for the people of Slitherbow. She tells him they can uphold their traditions, but also pursue new knowledge. Then she tells him he can count on her, as she will find a way to return one day. Overcome with joy, he picks her up and bounces her playfully. Before returning to the Crystarium, the hero travels to Twine to speak with Magnus. His workers are excited to say they've been improving the trolleys. Thancred says his goodbyes, and Reen says she'll be around and not to worry about her. Everyone then returns to the Crystarium.
That's everyone then. We've all said what we needed to.
Everyone? I want to thank you all, on behalf of the First. Without each and every one of you guiding us, fighting for us, we wouldn't be standing here now. There wouldn't even be a here. And no words can express our gratitude. We still have a lot to do. Countless trials to overcome. But if it ever seems too much, I'll think of our time together.
After she expresses her gratitude, Thancred expresses how proud he is of her, and she is moved to tears. Then the people of the Crystarium approach to offer their gratitude as well.
You risked your all for us, fought for a realm not your own. Before you came, we had never known the beauty of the night sky.
The twins say they have no doubt they will take care of their city well. Lena says she knows what happened to the Exarch and what they plan to do with his soul and younger body back on the Source. They have faith he will awaken just fine, and they want him to know he needn't worry about them, and he should live his own life to the fullest. The heroes enter the Ocular with Beck Lugg.
It is done! The vessels have received both their memories and their souls!
The hero takes the crystals and enters the mirror to portal back to the Source. He goes straight to the Rising Stones, and they place the crystals next to the comatose scions. They awaken just fine and are amazed to be home again. Then the hero races off to the Crystal Tower to find the Exarch's young body. He's able to enter because the Exarch's crystal contains his royal Allagan blood. Sometime later, the Scions recover at the Rising Stones, all wearing new outfits provided by Tataru and new weapons provided by the Alliance leaders. Kryl says she's exhausted after having assisted with the Exarch's recovery. Then he joins the others, alive and well in his younger body, complete with the new outfit. The Scions invite him to join their order, and he no longer needs his former title, so they refer to him by name.
I accept. Henceforth, I shall count myself a scion of the 7th Dawn. Grahatia, at your service.
Just then, a villager panics and says that hippogriffs are rampaging in the countryside. Alice and Thancred are eager to fight, while Y'shtola is more relaxed.
I will join the fray when I've finished my tea.
Thus did the Avatar of Destruction descend, and in her wake leave naught but tears and ash.
Meanwhile in Garlemald, Xenos contemplates his recurring dream of the final days. The white-robed Ascian prances around, happy that he's chosen a vessel that inherited loads of money. His name is Fandaniel, and it's just occurred to him that all the Paragon Ascians, the last of the Unsundered, are dead.
Imagine it! Bound no more by the shackles of mouldering memories of damnable duty, free at last to live for the moment!
Xenos is bored of it all, and wants nothing more than another fight with the hero. Fandaniel departs to prepare a hunting ground for him.
Oh yes, to reprise that transcendent moment, I will set this world ablaze. We shall dance before the pyre.
And that's the end of patch 5.3. I hope you've enjoyed this recap. Keep an eye on my channel. I'll be making a video for the recap of patch 5.4 next. See you next time.